Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for June 2022. We're going to jump right in here, Cancer, and we are going to see what is going on for you. That's pretty crazy. You have two message cards right next to each other here. So, clearly there could be some sort of message coming in for you here, Cancer. We're going to have to take a look and see what that message is. But let's see here. I would actually be careful of anyone from the past, and especially if you've done some healing recently, Cancer. I would be careful of that in that first, especially in the first row. But this actually looks really good, except for the first two rows. So whatever this message is, I would be careful of it. Again, I don't think tarot controls your life. Shouldn't be scary or anything like that. But those first two rows, definitely a little bit of kind of needing to set boundaries with the Nine of Wands. So let's see. You have this message in a bottle card. You know what I'm getting that's very interesting is someone's coming correct here. I feel, but again, I would be careful is what I'd say to you. It's like just because someone could be coming correct to you and they could be revealing a truth, but it might be extremely like an uncomfortable truth. Part of me feels like you already know the answer in this second row. I feel like this is the first message that you received from a person. You can see that it's in a bottle. And I think that's the whole point, is that you received like a veiled message or an unclear message in the past. And, I feel like, you were kind of like looking for some answers in the first row here, where you were like trying to discover what the real message is. So I feel like you're about to receive the real message, if that makes sense, from a person. If that is not your story, again, I feel like you've been waiting for a message, and I feel like you kind of got like a half-assed answer here. So what I would say is, if you've been waiting for a message or approval on something, maybe you got kind of an answer. Now I feel like you're getting a definitive answer here in the second row. So in the first row, you have the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, and the Hierophant. I almost said the Virgo, and this is Virgo, but some of you could have been dealing with a Virgo. I feel like there was an ending, clearly, probably a painful ending here with the Ten of Swords in the past. And I feel like it's something where you felt backstabbed or you just felt like things weren't fair. Very open-ended feeling to me as well, where it's like sometimes I don't think we always get closure. I always tell people that, I think that we should, it's kind of like hard sometimes to get closure. I understand people wanting closure, right? But at the same time, I feel that we shouldn't like necessarily wait for closure from a person, because again, especially nowadays, people don't provide closure. But I feel a very open-ended thing here where it's kind of like a cliffhanger, right? So it's like maybe you were left on a cliffhanger as far as a relationship is concerned, and it's like, I feel like you kind of got an answer, but you also knew that it was like, a message in a bottle. It was kind of like, it was veiled. There wasn't a full answer here is what I'm feeling. Same thing if you're waiting for approval or something like that. I get more of like again, if this is not a relationship for you, I feel it's more of a back to the drawing board type of situation. Maybe you wanted a raise or promotion, and boss is like, I'll get back to you. Veiled answer, right? Not very clear. For others, I'm getting something about a project where it's like you were told to redo it or go back over it or something like that. And I feel like it's going to be much more well received in the future. So kind of like a good thing if you had to redo something. I feel if you've had to recently redo something, that it's going to be much more well received in the future. I feel like just, maybe typical retrograde stuff where you had to go back over something. Again, the Hermit, I feel like, is you searching for answers. The Hermit is a card of introspection and is an energy of kind of looking for answers. So I feel plain and simple, you are looking for answers. This is the Wheel of the Year Tarot, by the way. I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the reading, but this is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. People always ask me, what is this? So there you go. But next, you have the Hierophant. I feel like you learned a lot through this situation. The Hierophant can just be a card of learning and educating yourself and having learned. So I feel like you've learned a lot from, any of these like kind of challenging situations that maybe you've been in. Next, you have this message card. So again, I feel like you're receiving a very clear message in this situation. I don't like it, is what I would say. You have the Devil, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. It's like, I feel you're getting the truth, but it's like, do you want it? This is why I always tell people during retrogrades, and yes, even though, the retrograde's over on the 3rd, we're still going to be in the shadow for like 2 weeks, first 2 weeks of June. So, what I would say is I always tell people to protect themselves if you don't want to hear it. If you do want to hear it, go for it. But again, don't say I didn't warn you, right, Cancer? But you could be getting the truth, but I don't really feel it's a truth. I feel like you've always known the truth. So it's like, if you already know the truth, is it the truth? Not really. It's just like you already know. And again, I feel like you kind of had the veiled message in the beginning. You have the Devil, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. Again, this girl looks sick on the Eight of Swords, so I'd be careful about the information that you could be receiving. The Eight of Swords is like self-imposed restriction or, self-isolation. So again, I would make sure to realize that you can easily set yourself free in a situation. You do have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. And again, Nine of Wands is a card of building up or putting up boundaries. So again, if this is the person, maybe you have to put up boundaries. If this is not a person, I feel like this is saying don't take no for an answer. I'm almost positive I said this to you in your weekly reading for the week of the 30th of May, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I feel this is saying don't take no for an answer. If you had to go back to the drawing board, if a boss said no about you getting a raise or a promotion or anything like that, I feel like this is saying try again. Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I think today people don't try hard enough. And again, this is not a criticism, Cancer, but I feel like we need to kind of be bold and assertive. You have the King of Wands here, literally in this row of happiness. It's like literally saying you have to be bold and assertive to get the things you want. If you want a raise or a promotion, your boss might say no. Nine of Wands says there are multiple ways you could get a raise or a promotion. So it says don't take no for an answer. I always encourage people, if your boss says no, say, what do I have to do to get one? And if they don't have an answer, leave, right? It's like, I feel like people need to realize we have much more, there are a lot of job openings right now, right? It's like, we have much more negotiating power than we realize. But here's the thing, your boss probably won't say no. They will probably say, do this, or, go get this training, or something like that. So there might be a benefit. Next, again, you have the Devil in this row. Like I said, plain and simple, I would be careful of any toxic energy from a past person. Now on to the good stuff here, Cancer. I feel you are going to be very happy this month. Again, I feel the first weekish is a little bit slow for you here. And then once we get into that second, third week, things are definitely getting a lot better with this card, the happiness card. You also have the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Swords here. The Page of Cups is like your imagination. And that's what I feel here more than anything. The Page of Cups can be like an admirer or something like, something along those lines. But to me, the Page of Cups can also be your imagination. It can be you like thinking of things as you want them to be. Normally, the Page of Cups has a cup with a fish in it. And, I always say, grab onto that fish. The fish could be you dreaming of starting a business or you asking a person out or whatever the case may be. The Page of Cups to me says, grab onto your fish, whatever it is. And there we go. Now it's focusing. Next, you have the King of Wands. Again, I feel like this is your answer to be more King of Wands energy. King of Wands is very bold, very assertive. He really charges towards the things he wants. He really puts in everything he's got into the things that he's working on, and he becomes very successful because of it. So I would do whatever you can to give whatever you're doing everything you got. I would try to become as successful as possible right now by really putting in the energy with the King of Wands. I think there's a difference between like forcing something to happen and just putting in the work. And, there's a difference there is what I would say here. I've had a lot of comments recently where people say, we shouldn't have to work hard and, all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, this isn't like forcing something to happen or, it's not like so much the hard work energy. It's more like he works hard, number one, because he wants to. It's like, I think there's a difference between working hard on something because it actually gives you energy. You want to do it. And that's more what he does. He does things that he's passionate about. So he actually wants to do it. And that's what I'm talking about here with the King of Wands. He's also bold and assertive. He really kind of goes for what he wants. So again, if you want a raise, promotion, I would really go for it. You also have the Queen of Swords. Plain and simple, I feel this is saying that you always knew the truth in this situation. We see it right here. Ten of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Swords. It's like literally saying put up boundaries because you already know the truth. Like I've been saying this whole entire time. At the end here, you have this candle card. It says you will be shown the way. And so again, the truth. You have the hammock. It says taking a vacation physically or mentally. So it might be a good time for you to take a, staycation, vacation, whatever you want to call it. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Fool. I feel like saying you're well on your way. Those are the words that are popping into my head there. And there goes the Fool. So that was the Fool, Cancer. I feel that there could be definitely a new beginning coming in for you with the Fool. You also have the Chariot, which can also be a new beginning. Normally, the chariot driver is driving away from like a city in the background. So I feel for a lot of you that you're kind of like moving towards more success, more abundance, definitely victory. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. I kind of get just like, the weird thing is, I have the word back scratcher or getting your back scratched or something popping into my head. I don't know, it just popped in out of the blue. But I feel like it's kind of more saying that some of you could be receiving some resources that you need to allow you to like travel, move, or to allow you to move towards this victory. Let's clarify this, and that'll be that, Cancer. But let's see what we get. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles here. Yeah, I feel like there's new offers. It's like again, if there's a negative person here that you've been dealing with in the past, I feel like you're only interested in new situations where you see more growth. The Ace of Pentacles, there's like a new garden on it in the front here, and it kind of represents like taking care of something or growing something like a garden, but I feel you're only interested in new gardens, so like new relationships or new jobs, new businesses. With the Hermit, you have the Seven of Pentacles. This is, is the juice worth the squeeze? As I always say, is it worth it for you to kind of invest in a situation or not? And the Hermit is like you trying to find all these answers. The interesting thing is, it's like if you've been doing a lot of introspection, looking for answers about like why a person left or why, any situation, any open-ended situation where you don't have answers, I feel like the fact that you went on this journey to discovered answers, I feel like you discovered a lot more, like other things that will help you in life. So, it's like you gained something, right? With the Hierophant, you have the Page of Pentacles. Literally, Page of Pentacles can just be a card of messages. There's clearly news and messages coming in for you. For some of you, again, I do feel there could be good news about like approval, especially if you've been applying to something. And again, I keep getting that message of like redoing something. It's like if you had to go back to the drawing board and kind of redo a project for work or business or maybe a personal project, I feel like it's worth it. The other thing is that's popping into my head is it's like sometimes, like if you're doing something for your business, sometimes I think I have a very specific story popping into mind. I'm just going to tell you what the story is. It's like, I feel like I'm putting something out and it's not very well received. I feel like I've put something out, like a product or something into the world, and I feel like people aren't like receiving it, And I feel like this is saying, don't give up on it. It's the message that needs to change. It's like, I feel like you have something that's really, really good, but it's just the messaging that's off. It's just like maybe the way you're promoting it or maybe the messaging on the page, right? If you're like I see someone like selling a product on the internet or something. It's like, I feel like something just like a little tiny change will make all the difference. With the Devil, you have the Queen of Swords, seeing things clearly. Again, you already knew that this was a toxic situation if this is a love situation. Plain and simple. With the Nine of Wands, here you go. Ten of Pentacles. This is what's waiting for you. Again, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who it was, Cancer. It might have been Leo, but which that would make sense to me. And what I would say is that I feel there's a lot of success right now for not just you, but a lot of people in making those tiny little changes. Nine of Wands, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Ten of Pentacles, a lot of success coming in for you. Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want in life. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Fool. Yeah, definitely time for a new beginning. And like I said, I feel that if someone's trying to communicate with you from the past anyway, I feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like you're moving on to something new. For others, I feel if you're like looking, at like financially to improve your finances, I feel a lot of you could be moving towards something new financially because I just feel there's better opportunities like somewhere else, right? With the Page of Cups, you have the King of Wands, a lot of King of Wands energy. So I feel a lot of you need to be bold and assertive towards your imagination. Like if you're dreaming of starting something new business, new job, whatever, then I would get moving towards it with this energy. I do feel like there could be a person who's like a new person who's very passionate about you coming in for you. With the King of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands. I feel like they will communicate with you. So again, I feel a King of Wands type person could be communicating with you. I'm not really getting fire, which is interesting. Obviously, King of Wands is a fire sign. Again, take it how it resonates. It's general reading, but Earth is standing out to me more. So I feel like it could be like a bold Earth sign. It's like we all present ourselves differently. We all present our energies differently as well. So it could be like a very bold Earth sign coming in for you. Could be any sign, but I feel like the important thing is that they're like bold, assertive, and kind of very forward as well. It doesn't matter what gender either. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Did you have the King? No. So just the Queen of Pentacles here. I do feel like you're gathering your resources. This is a pretty good row right here. 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. I feel that you're, again, I get this back to the drawing board thing. So if something didn't work out financially, like a project or a business, I feel like this is going to be extremely helpful. Like it's almost like, I don't think this is true, what I'm about to say, but it's almost as if like going back to the drawing board is what is making something truly successful. Like if you didn't have to go back to the drawing board, it wouldn't have even come close, right? To what it's going to be. Same thing where it's like if you're putting something out into the world that isn't well received, it could be a YouTube channel, a podcast, it could be a product. I'm seeing all these things in my head here, Cancer. It's like whatever it is you're putting out into the world. I feel like just like a couple little changes, right? Don't get disappointed if it hasn't been working out. It just needs a couple little tweaks. You're actually onto something. And it's like, I feel like because of that, it's actually much more successful than it would be if you didn't have to do it. Does that make sense? Probably not. Right? But that's what's popping into my head. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Yeah, again, don't be disappointed. Here's the thing. Look at this. It's like he's crying over these 3 cups here, but he's got 2 cups behind him that lead to a bridge and a castle. I always say it's like he is disappointed about something, but he's not just gaining 2 cups. He's gaining a bridge and a castle as well. He's also upset because he can't get to that castle. So again, I feel like you have a lot more to gain than you realize in kind of, I don't want to say redoing something because I really don't feel like you're redoing something if this is a project or a business. I feel like you're just tweaking some things, making some changes, because it hasn't been well received. That's what I'm getting. So that's easy. And for others, I feel like you could be discovering resources. With the Chariot, you have the Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. Definitely could be like a love situation coming in for you if you're looking for love. For others, again, the Knight of Cups is your imagination. He's normally looking into that cup and like imagining how he wants his life to be. So I feel like you could be imagining something as you want it, and because of that, it's happening for you, plain and simple. And with the Fool, which isn't here on the table, by the way, you have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is like fortune. I mean, not fortune after difficulty. It's like you're about to put down a burden. I think something people misunderstand about the 10 of Wands is that he is collecting his harvest. What he is carrying, it's like, yeah, it represents all the hard work he had to put in to get those 10 wands. He had to work hard to get this harvest, and now he's walking towards his home in the background, and he's about to have his harvest. He's about to receive the abundance, or he's about to put down his burdens, but he's also receiving a harvest. So I feel for a lot of you Cancers that there is like, you're about to receive some rewards for this hard work that you've been through. This is a pretty intense reading, but also very simple. Again, I would be careful of any messages from people who are going to mess up your day, right? I feel like this is, if this message is for you. If that is not for you, again, I feel like you've received a disappointing message, or it's like something has to be reworked, like I've been saying this whole time. And I feel this reading is saying, if you do that, your June is going to knock your socks off. If you don't, obviously nothing's going to change. But I love this. A lot of happiness coming in for you as well. On top of that, love. And I feel like you don't have to do much for love. It looks like someone is moving towards you very boldly, King of Wands. So, love it. Thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.